Now that you've learned about meiosis and had an overview of what it does and what you end up at the end, we're going to do a good comparison between meiosis and mitosis. Both mitosis and meiosis are used for reproduction. However, we know that mitosis is only used for asexual reproduction because each of the cells, daughter cells that are produced, are exactly identical to the parent cells. Sexual reproduction is done by meiosis because you get haploid gametes that are incomplete and will need to be fertilized to make a complete cell. So this makes sex cells, which are called gametes. We know that mitosis can also be used for things like tissue repair and development and growth. When you get done, the end products are very different as well. All of the daughter cells of mitosis are genetically identical, and in meiosis they're different not only because they have half as many chromosomes, but sometimes crossing over occurs as well, which can create even more genetic diversity because you can have chromosomes that are different than were in either of the parent cells. Mitosis is a process that has only one division and it produces only two cells, and they're both diploid. Meiosis is a process where there are two divisions and you have four cells, daughter cells, that are produced that are haploid cells. Now in the case of humans, and you have those four cells produced, in the male you'll get four sperm cells, but in the female typically you get one egg cell and three cells that die. So you still get four cells kind of, but only one that ends up moving on. In mitosis, the number of chromosomes remains the same. If you started with 46, you have 46 at the end, which is the case for people. Where in meiosis, the number of chromosomes is reduced in half. If you start with 46, you'll only end up with 23. That way, when you get the two cells of 23 to merge in fertilization, you'll end up with 46 again. In both processes, the centromeres split, which means your sister chromatids split. In mitosis, that happens during anaphase, and in meiosis, that split is in anaphase 2, because in anaphase 1, that is when your homologous pairs separate. So those are some of the highlighted similarities and differences between meiosis and mitosis. Both are very important. Mitosis has very little diversity and genetic difference that comes out of it. Very important for asexual reproduction and growth. Meiosis is essential for sexual reproduction because it produces those gametes or sex cells that will end up merging in the process of fertilization.